born and bred Gabriel Key. Welcome to Inside South Florida.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I am so pumped to have you. Now, I had the honor of actually seeing you perform and play live as a country artist here in SoFlo, and I loved every minute. It was a thrilling experience to see you perform. But I want to talk to you about country music in SoFlo, because you think of culture in Miami, and country doesn't always come up in your mind. Why does this music belong in South Florida?
So Miami's got a unique twist to, I feel, to country music in general. I mean, people like myself, like we do country things. We go out hunting, we go out off-roading, things that you would do out in the mountains or out in another state, right? But Miami gives it like a party twist to it. And I feel like that, it just makes it unique, you know? It makes it like, you know, being that it's near a big city, you know, it just gives it a different unique, plus you got different backgrounds. You got, you know, Cuban Americans, you got Colombians, you got all kinds of Hispanic backgrounds that are also influenced, that love country music. Line dancing is huge down here. And that's, you know, and as you see me perform at a line dancing club, that's actually how I got my start with country music, was through line dancing. And
you touched on the background, of course. You're being Cuban American.
Yeah.
Also, part of your background is being a firefighter and a first responder.
Yes.
How has that part of your life influenced your career in country?
So one of the biggest things, especially being an entertainer and a singer, is I love to see people smile. I love to improve people's moment in time right now. You know, somebody calls 911, you know, they're having an emergency, they want to feel better, they want help. I see music as the same approach. You know, I go out on a stage and I want to see people smile, you know, whatever their day's been. They had a bad day, you know, they had a write-up at work, or they got fired from work. They come out to a show and they're having a good time because they're, you know, they're seeing an entertainer that brings an energy, brings a fire to the stage, and makes them forget about life for a moment and enjoy the music, kind of thing.
Beautiful. Who are some of your biggest country music influences?
So my number one country music influence has been Luke Bryan. That has been my number one. Yes, Luke Bryan has been my number one. His song "Country Girl Shake It For Me" was the very first line dance that I learned, and it just got me addicted. And there's other ones too. There's Florida Georgia Line. There's
and you had a chance to even collaborate with Florida Georgia Line's former guitarist.
Yes.
What was that
like? So I had a guy that I met a couple, last year, towards the end of last year. He reached out to me online and he goes, "Hey, look, I saw some of your videos on Instagram and I think you something that I can work with you. I want to introduce you to somebody that I know." Flies me out to Nashville in September, and I meet this guy at the airport, and I'm like, "All right, cool, you know, I'm here, what are we gonna do?" And he goes, "I'm gonna introduce you to a buddy of mine. He is the original and former lead guitarist of Florida Georgia Line, and his name is Brian Bonds." And I was like, me and my wife were like, "Brian Bonds?" Like, wait a minute, like the Brian Bonds? Like, you're like, yeah. So we're like, okay, cool. So we go to this guy's house, and he's super cool guy, like introduces us to his wife, his kids, his dog, and he's got, like, we walk into his house, it's like a townhouse, right, in Franklin, Tennessee. And as soon as we walk in, he goes, "All right, my studio's in the basement." We go down this basement, and this whole walkway is just plaques from Florida Georgia Line, like platinum record, you know, single records, gold records, you know, like all kinds of plaques.
This is foreshadowing to your future, right?
Yeah, hopefully, you know, and it's like, wow, this is such a cool experience. Yeah. And then down there was where we created My Life is Country.
And that's, of course, the song that you just released most recently. What else do you have coming this year?
So I actually brought him down to do a show with us, you know, after we released the song the same week. We played a show on Hollywood Beach at Margaritaville Resort, and it was a very packed Friday night. It was super cool to see so many people out there just to enjoy a good time. And I brought him out the last 6 songs of the set. First song off the set was the song he played over 1,000 times, called Cruise. You know, we all know, everybody knows that song. So he like did his own thing, and he, like, after the show we were done, he kind of put me to the side. He was like, "Hey, look, I want to work with you on some stuff." He goes, I see you got a lot of potential with you, and you know, we're working on some things now. I went up to Nashville last week, met up with him, planned out some things, and we got some big plans coming this year. New music, new everything. It's going to be exciting. I'm super excited.
I am excited as well. Of course, Gabriel P. You can find his music on all music streaming platforms, and don't miss him performing live here in South Florida. Thanks so much for hopping on to ISF.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to see you play.
Let's go.